This is the Peregrine Falcon. It looks like it's wearing a little executioner's hood, which is appropriate because it's an absolute marvel of biological engineering designed for high-speed aerial predation. Right now, this murder chicken is moving at over 320 kilometers per hour, and that's fast enough to peel your eyelids back over your forehead. At this speed, the air pressure, what nerds like us call dynamic pressure, is strong enough to damage lung tissue. If you stuck your head out of a car at this speed and tried to breathe, your lungs would inflate like balloons until they popped. And yet, this guy here is calm and calculating. We like to say it's the fastest animal on Earth, but that's the boring part. If you throw a frozen turkey out of a Cessna, it's also the fastest animal on Earth.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
The hard part isn't going fast. The hard part is hitting a moving target without turning yourself into a cloud of feathers. Here are 4 mechanisms that make this one of the most feared predators in the sky. Most animals chase prey the simple way, the chase where it is method. You see something you want to catch, and you run straight at it. If it turns left, you turn left to stay behind it. Simple, but it doesn't work very well. You end up chasing its butt. It's inefficient, it's exhausting, and frankly, it's embarrassing. The Peregrine Falcon does something smarter. Instead of chasing where the prey is, it predicts where the prey is going and aims at that spot using a guidance law called proportional navigation, which is the exact same software we put in Sidewinder missiles. Think of it like this. If you're playing tag and your friend keeps running to the right, you don't run directly at them, you run to the spot where they're heading. That's the smart way to catch them. But how does the Falcon know where the pigeon will go? It uses something called the focus point method. The Falcon picks one spot on the pigeon, maybe its head or its wing, and keeps that spot locked in its vision. And here's where things get even more interesting. If the pigeon starts to drift to the right, the Falcon knows it needs to turn to the right, but it turns even harder than the pigeon is moving. This helps cut across the path instead of always chasing from behind. If the pigeon starts drifting left, meaning the Falcon turned too sharply, the Falcon eases off. It adjusts smoothly, using tiny movements of its wings and tail to keep that focus point locked in place. The Falcon is constantly making these tiny corrections, turning harder when needed, easing off when it's too far ahead. All this happens in seconds and at speeds over 200 miles per hour. If a normal bird tried this, its wings would suffer from aeroelastic flutter. This is the same physics that took down the Tacoma Narrows bridge in 1940. The air bends the feather, it snaps back, catches the air again, and vibrates until the wing literally disintegrates. And here's some eye candy for all you science nerds out there who are way smarter than me. To fix this, the Falcon has evolved extra stiff microhooks in its feathers. They lock together to form a rigid, hard plate, like a surfboard. No flap, no flutter. Then there's the breathing problem. Remember how we said the air pressure would explode your lungs? Look at this little cone inside the nostril. It's called a tubercle. It acts as a baffle. It breaks up the shock waves of the air entering the nose, slowing it down so the bird can breathe safely at Mach 0.3. It's such a good design that we literally stole it for intake cones of jet engines. Evolution did it first, we just filed the patent. But my favorite part are the dimples. These little feathers that pop up on the bird's back are the dorsal coverts. They turn the bird into a feathered golf ball. The reason golf balls have dimples is to create tiny turbulence that makes the air stick to the ball, so it flies farther. The Falcon does the same thing. As it reaches top speeds, the air pressure causes these specific feathers on its shoulders to pop up, acting as vortex generators that reduce drag. They disturb the air, creating energized little swirls that glue the airflow to the wing. If these feathers didn't pop up, the air would separate, creating a vacuum and a lot of drag for our hungry friend. And here's where the design gets even more freaky-deaky. To see clearly, the Falcon has to look kinda sideways. Most animals have one high-def spot in their eye, the fovea, but the Falcon has 2. The best one, the central fovea, is pointing at about 45 degrees sideways. So yeah, maybe Mother Nature messed up on this one, but it still works. Anyway, imagine driving a Formula 1 car at 200 miles an hour. But your contact lens slid off center, and to see the road, you have to turn your head to find out where the contact is so you can see. Man, that was a crap analogy, but you get it. That is what the Falcon does when it first spots prey it wants to track. It flies a curved path. tilting its head at about 45 degrees just to keep the prey in that sweet spot on its central fovea. But once it commits to the prey and enters the stoop, it doesn't need that fovea much because it's gotten close, and it keeps its head straightish for minimal drag, and then it uses its temporal fovea. And to keep that eye from drying out and the dust off it, it has a specialized third eyelid called a nictitating membrane. It rapidly sweeps out from the inner corner to spread a tear film, kind of like a high-speed squeegee in mere milliseconds. Finally, the pullout. When it hits the brakes to take its prey, some scientists have speculated that it pulls 10 Gs. For context, at 9 Gs, a human pilot is taking a nap. This is because we're tall sacks of fluid. Gravity grabs the blood in their brain and yanks it down to our boots. No blood in the brain equals lights out. But the Falcon is a compact nugget of rage. It keeps the lights on because of a couple of features. With a heart-to-brain commute of just 10 to 15 centimeters, there's a shorter distance for gravity to act upon. And with a skeleton that has evolved to efficiently distribute loads, along with minimal soft tissue to compress that would turn you into a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and you have an animal engineer to shrug off the force of gravity. They don't need a G-suit, they are the G-suit. So to recap, it has the guidance chip of a Sidewinder missile, the anti-flutter mechanism of a fighter jet, the aerodynamics of a Titleist golf ball, and a built-in G-suit. And it uses all this technology to body slam pigeons out of the sky. Nature is amazing. And violent. Mostly violent. Click the like button or I'll send the bird, okay?